Not every woman is a feminist. We all can be misogynists. Because we have all internalized these narratives and have a specific strategy for survival. So it's not about every woman coming to the table as a feminist, and as well, men are a part of this, and I salute the men in the room. Because feminism is a very useful and effective tool for thinking about power, agency, control, domination, and centering in the world. And men live inside of a masculine prison that is isolating, and is the way that men treat women, men treat other men that way as well. So one of the things that the report told us is that the primary when sexual abuse and sexual harassment happen, which is like the most overt, the most obvious forms, there's a cultural underbelly that is characterized by a lack of civility and gendered harassment. So gendered harassment is like the waters that we're swimming in. Gendered harassment is subtle comments on, well, why'd you wear that today? Or you probably can't do that because you're a mom. Or subtle conversation and comments about your value and worth in the world, an uncivil environment. So one of the fundamental things we can do is to acknowledge what feels like an uncivil environment, an environment that is deeply hierarchical, where we elevate the careers and the voices of some, and we punish others. We punish the smallest and least powerful around us. So getting curious about these cultural aspects inside of our institutions and the lack of civility, the lack of kindness, I think is a fundamental tool to unpack what's happening around us. So if you don't feel safe or respected, that's an uncivil environment. Just to move back into the sciences now and to think about women and climate change. Because feminism, as I said, is a fundamentally useful tool to think about the world around us. We know empirically that women are 5 times more likely to die in a catastrophic weather or climate event. That women are the primary sharecroppers of subsistence agriculture, are at the front lines of the aridification and hydrological disruption of climate change. We know that women are the primary providers of food for their family. And ultimately women, and specifically indigenous women as well, are on the front lines of all the emergent impacts of climate change. So there's absolutely a gender divide in the impacts of climate change. That gender divide is because of subjugation, because women globally are subjugated. The entire world and the environmental agencies of this planet are run, by and large, by men. We need to see clearly that this lack of power and lack of agency that women have is a component of our inability to solve climate change. So the proximity that women have to the risks and consequences of climate change, specifically indigenous women as well, means that indigenous women, women of color, and even white women need a seat at the table. We need representative leadership at the local, state, and national level, and global level, so that we can prevent the kinds of damage and erasure that we see, for example, when Hurricane Maria hit Puerto Rico. So Hurricane Maria was a climate-amplified storm. It was bigger and faster because of the water vapor in the atmosphere. But 3,000 people in Puerto Rico did not die because of the storm. They died because of the racist lens of the Trump administration that refused to arrive and provide resources and help for those people because of the language they spoke and the color of their skin. So racism and misogyny prevent us from saving people's lives and stewarding the planet and the culture around us. So I will end today with final thoughts, which is we know now from an organization called Project Drawdown, and I would love to connect you with this tool. It's a comprehensive, systemic, sector-wide tool for carbon reduction, prioritized by what solutions are, what levers are the biggest, so what are the biggest and most immediate solutions. We know now from this quantitative project that the number one solution to global climate change is together the education of girls and women and reproductive rights, including universal access and free access to abortion for women. Because when women have education and when they have control over their reproductive lives, they make fundamentally different choices. They have often, but not always, they have fewer children. Often, but not always, they have children later in life. Often, but not always, they make decisions that rise their family out of poverty. So, the projection is that if women had equal access to education and comprehensive reproductive rights globally, that there would be a reduction in 1 billion people on the planet by 2050. There would be global consequences to global population if women were free. And that is one of the primary drivers of carbon emissions right now. It's just the amount of people born into poverty and into subjugation. So free women are the solution, right? We think that strong men will solve this problem, and it's not true. Free women will. So thank you very much for your time and